Cha 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 cha. Cha 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 cha.
Is it working? I think it's working.
I hear you.
You hear me? I don't hear me nothing.
I hear you.
Almost.
I don't hear me. How does that work out? And you hear me, but I don't hear you,
well,
or what?
I just turned it up. I don't. Turn that up a little more
Turn
over there.
that
Turn it just a
up
little
bit more.
Just a little
and
more.
us,
Just a
and
little
us.
more. Just a little more.
Just a little more for us? Okay,
more.
okay.
All right, now that's too loud. That's ridiculous. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday
Happy
to the good
Tuesday.
people. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Jazz hands.
I like the jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
I'm going to keep them.
Space Force. It's going to be my new joint.
So like,
You know that Neil deGrasse Tyson said that the Space Force is not a bad idea. It's actually a good idea considering our history. Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting.
Do you know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
No.
Okay.
But I feel like it's the comment alone is interesting.
Yeah. So he's basically saying, good morning, everybody, by the way. But he's basically saying that Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of our foremost scientific minds, astrophysicist,
Nice.
and black, which is amazing. He is the president.
You
of
mean
that.
I don't know who he
You
is?
have no idea. I bet you if I showed you a picture, you know exactly who he was.
Is that terrible?
He's the head of the he's the head of the Hayden Planetarium in New York. Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you saw his picture, you would know exactly who he is. I'm going to show you right now. Anyway, so he says that basically, I think he feels that people overreacting about the Space Force and thinking it's silly. You know who he is now, right?
Look at me.
People overreacting and about the man. This is not functioning properly.
Not
today.
doing what you wanted to do.
Not at all. He feels that people overreacting and making fun of the Space Force situation is kind of the same thing that we went through with the Air Force. Because the Air Force has been around. Big shout out to the Air Force, by the way. It's their birthday today. The Air Force has been around since 1947, just after World War II. Well, after World War II started, right? Before that, it was part of the. I want to say it was part of the Army. The Air Force was, right? So it was just the Army's Air Division or whatever it is, like planes and stuff. Because the first war, I think that it was used in was in World War I. So a few years later, it's just part of the Army. We got planes. Now we're going to do our thing, right?
Right.
So he said that making a separate branch of the military for just the Air Force was also kind of scoffed and mocked at in the 40s, right? It's like, oh my gosh, why would we need that? You know, why would we need a whole force for this airplane thing, for this airplane thing, right?
Right.
And in the end, look, right? So even, like now, like you can't even imagine.
You can't win without it.
Can't win without air support. You crazy, right? So today we couldn't even imagine not having an Air Force branch, right?
So that's a little bit like the Space Force. You never
So the Space
know.
Force is kind of like that same cusp, because when you think about, we have so many things in space that not because when you think a branch of the military, because of the world we live in, it feels as though you're thinking right away, like, who are they going to fight? Who are you going to fight?
Like, we're going to fight these green aliens.
We're going to go fight some aliens and we're going to do something crazy like that, right? But that's not the point of it. Right? If you take the who we gonna fight part out of it, right, and take the conspiracy, like, you know, we are in touch with aliens and we out there doing alien stuff anyways. Take all that stuff out of it too. We have assets in the air. We have assets in space
Satellites,
that need protecting. Right. So if you create a Space Force, then which. Here's the other part.
Essentially, it
kind of already exists too. Yeah. It's just part of right now. It's part of the Air Force.
NASA? No.
Is part of the Air Force. Okay. NASA is a civilian thing, right? Gotcha. NASA's not a governmental agency.
Gotcha.
So, the Space Force, or the what is it called? The Space Command or Allied Space Command or something like that, is actually now part of the Air Force. So if you carve that out and give them their own funding and their own stuff. And their own branch, and you create and you give them funding and tell them, okay, this is all you have to worry about. Protect our assets in space. We got space stations, we got satellites, we got things that are up there that perhaps need protecting.
Right.
So your job is to, we are we have the Department of Defense, not the Department of War, the way it used to be back in the 40s as well. So as a branch of the government, go and defend
our stuff
that's in the air. Isn't that interesting?
Huh.
That's a different way of looking at it. But the fact is that, because who said we need to have one? Then everybody's just kind of laughing and scoffing and what do you know, Orange Man?
I freaking love it.
So isn't that interesting? I thought that was really interesting as well.
I do, and it makes sense too. It doesn't. It just. But okay, I'm gonna pose this question to you out there.
Posit.
Posit. Are you? Because remember there was a time when people are like, "We're the only ones out there." Do we still believe we're the only ones out there?
Out where? In the universe?
Everywhere. Because there's a lot of different universes too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now that we're more educated on exactly how big a universe is, and how that there's multiple ones and things, and there's other life forms, not necessarily a human built, but cells. You know what I'm saying? That have life and things.
Well,
so
you could even look at it by asking. I mean, it used to be just very limited in imagination for human beings, right? So we used to think to ourselves, oh, unless there's another planet that's just this far away from the sun with, they call it the Goldilocks zone, right? So this far away from the sun that also has water and vegetation, and there couldn't possibly be life on other planets. But now the idea is, for sure, there's other life in the universe. Mathematically, it's just impossible for there not to be, right?
Right.
So because the universe is infinite.
It's so big.
So and it's funny, all the stuff that you could learn. I learned a lot of this stuff by watching Neil deGrasse Tyson videos and watching some of his speeches and stuff like that too, because he's such an amazing astrophysicist. And if you don't know very much about him, just watch one video. It'll blow your mind, and then you'll go down the rabbit hole, because he just has not a different way of looking at things, but a scientific way of looking at things that just kind of puts people,
puts things in a different perspective.
Different perspective, which I love. So we already know that there are microbes and stuff like that, different bacteria, different things that exist in space. Okay, so when you think about life on other planets, it doesn't have to be walking and talking and looking like you and me. It could just be bacteria. It could just be, microbes that are on a meteor that fall to, Earth and just are able to survive in space. There's actually a very interesting. There's a microbe that is purported, and I'm sure you've seen it before.
I doubt it.
I'm sure you have. It's a funny looking it looks like a little snuffleupagus kind of animal when you look at it under a microscope. I'm going to show you right now.
There's something that's as small as a cell, but when you look at it under a microscope, it looks like snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane.
Microorganisms that survive in space. I'm going to show you.
I'm just saying. It just looks like a micro snuffleupagus.
Yeah, look.
It does.
It does. I'm going to show you in a second. Let me see if I can find a big
I don't know about
picture.
snuffleupagus because it doesn't have the nose, but
so this little tiny guy,
very close to it.
This little tiny guy right here basically can survive anything, extreme temperatures, both hot and cold, oxygen, no oxygen, right? It doesn't depend on any of the things that we would depend on to continue to live, and it can survive the deep recesses of space travel. Just be on a meteor and on a rock, and then fall to the planet, and the meteor makes it, he does too. Or she. I don't know. Right? Isn't that crazy? And it looks like a little snuffleupagus kind of thing. But that is life, other life in the universe right there.
I'm just saying though, it just at some point we got to have some type of ego to be like, we're the only ones.
Yeah,
in
we're not.
all of the universe.
Right. No way.
Okay, sure
way.
we are. I just
We
don't
can't
believe
be.
it.
We can't be.
It's too big. It's too enormous. It's too much. It's too many layers to this thing, man.
Right. Right.
I just don't believe it.
We are
All
not.
right.
Anyway,
What do
you
we
know what
celebrate
else is
today?
not? You know what else is it? Well, the weather. We got to celebrate the weather a little bit today. It is starting to get warm again. It is heating up out here, and today the high will be 91 degrees. Isn't that crazy? We're back in
to
the 90s. We're back to the 90s.
We were supposed to head to wintertime. This
Yeah.
is the plan. What are we doing?
And considering Saturday is the first day of fall, like, you know, I'm hoping that after the first day of fall, then the weather will start dropping. But I mean, according to the forecasts, it does promise to kind of do that today. The high is going to be 91 under partly cloudy skies, and tonight the low will be 73. This is just not working, so I'm just going to have to keep doing this. The low will be 73. Tomorrow the high will be 91 again, with a low tomorrow night of 74. And apparently Thursday is when we're going to jump into 88 degrees. So hopefully that'll be the beginning of the slow decline into 70-degree weather, into 60-degree weather, which would be awesome. Yes. That would be absolutely awesome. All right, continuing on today, September 18th, we are celebrating one really, really cool thing and a few other kind of cool things. But if you are a fan of the cheeseburger, today is National Cheeseburger Day, people.
So I'm lactose intolerant.
Beep, 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 beep. Get yourself some lactate cheese and stop messing with my days.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Look at this. I don't think that should stop you.
Just need a burger.
Just get a burger.
Take
One
the
slice of
off.
cheese.
I gotta take it off.
Okay, well then get a National Hamburger Day.
I will say it depends
take
on
the cheese. If you there's lactate cheese, right?
Well,
like if you're lactose intolerant, you could
there's
just
fake cheese and real cheese, and depending on where you go to eat, it
cheese
depends.
food. So you can have cheese food. You just can't have cheese.
You know, amazingly, it's the real cheese is better for me than the fake cheese. I mean, for most of us, probably. You know, real food's better than fake processed, put together, all that kind of mess.
Yeah, of course.
So normally I'm supposed to be lactose intolerant, but if I have real cheese, like, I'm good. But once I start with that fakeness, oh yeah, man.
Really? So then, are you lactose intolerant, or are you just intolerant to
I can't drink milk.
crap in your food?
Because I can't drink
You
milk.
can't have milk.
Nuts, yeah, I'm intolerant.
Do you buy Lactaid? Like lactose-free milks?
No.
You don't buy any?
I don't even buy milk. So my dude has milk for his cereal, and when I eat cereal, I skim the milk on top of my flakes a little bit just to make it a little bit. Yeah, but I don't.
Why don't you buy Lactaid?
Because it's nasty.
No.
I used to drink it. I don't like it.
Oh.
It's nasty. Now, when you put stuff in it, it really just tastes like milk.
Like cereal?
Yeah, because once you put cereal in,
But
it tastes
don't
like
drink
cereal.
a glass of milk. Don't drink a glass of Lactaid.
That's
Maybe
nasty.
just put it in. Yeah. Put it in your, Frosted Flakes and then enjoy.
But remember, my Frosted Flakes have to be crunchy but not really milky on it, so I can only leave the Frosted for like 4 seconds each dip, so it's a thing.
I got it. So you take dry cereal and you
a
take
cup
a
of
little
milk?
thing of milk.
Kind of like you do your salad.
I can do my salad and then just dip and then.
And by the way, I tried to eat my salad like that the other night. I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Did it work?
And no.
You didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. It was just so much work.
How does that work? Just
dip. I was like, oh Lord, let me just pour this.
You know what? What's harder, that or running 10 miles every morning to try to keep your? I think I'm just gonna dip my fork.
Yeah.
I think I'll just dip my fork.
But I wasn't gonna do either one, so you.
And you get it the way you get it, guys. She just told you already.
You saying cheeseburgers, love you.
Cheeseburgers, we love you. And today is also National IT Professionals Day. So if you guys need some IT work, you guys need some computer work, call your peoples because it is their day. Or if you already have somebody in your life that, especially grandparents or some parents that aren't really tech savvy, always calling the kid for whatever, you know what? Call them an IT professional today, too. Give them a donut. They'll love it. Or maybe a cheeseburger. They'll probably love that.
Absolutely. That's
today is
more like lunch.
Exactly. Today, as we mentioned earlier, it also is the Air Force's birthday. So big shout out to all our men and women out here. We have how many Air Force bases here in the Alamo City?
Lots.
Lots of Air Force bases, which means that we have lots of airmen and airwomen.
Yes, celebrating today.
So congratulations to you guys. And it is also National HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day. Okay? Sir. Yeah. I'm thinking that those, I think, 2 different days. I'm going to look it up for you real quick. Because y'all can't just be mashing those things.
AIDS.
Oh, no. And aging. Yeah, so National HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day is observed every 18th of September. Of the 1.2 million people living with HIV infection in the U.S., an estimated 24% are age 55 or over. Joining the National HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day campaign to learn more about prevention, testing, and bring attention to this national health issue.
Okay, because I didn't know if we were celebrating the fact they made 55. I didn't know what was happening.
55 and over.
Yeah. I didn't know what was happening. But this is not a celebration. This is an awareness. The fact that
Awareness
older
Day, right.
folks are still having unprotected sex.
No. People with HIV and AIDS have been living with it for
Past
so
55.
long that they've gotten older.
Okay.
They've aged,
That's
which
good.
is
Now that's a celebration.
That's a celebration.
So,
right
but there is other things happening too, you know.
No. Yeah.
Because you know
Blanche and Myrtle and them are certainly
they
getting
be
it in.
getting it in at the old people
old-
homes,
They're
and they're
not-
like, we're old, we ain't finna have no kids, so they don't do protection.
Right.
And guess what? They still spreading diseases.
They still spreading
and
them.
Getting AIDS at over 55 plus.
Wasn't there a study a couple of years ago that revealed that there was a rise in STDs in like nursing homes and a rise in STDs in like old folks homes?
I want to say that I remember it. I don't know if it was the invention of the blue pill that everything started going up in older people homes, but I do remember the conversation. That's why I said what I said, because I remember them saying that they was getting stuff and spreading some diseases and doing some things, and they was
like, come
82,
on, Grandma,
and
what
I'm
you
like,
doing?
what's happening?
I don't want to know this.
Like, how do you go to your Thursday checkup and be like, girl,
Man.
what was you doing last week?
Man.
You got the clout. I mean, like, what's happening with
Look,
this?
there it is. Boom.
STD rates keep rising for older adults.
Okay, look at this.
Because
We are off the air.
What?
Did it just shut down, everybody? Hold on a second. Are we? Can you guys see us? You guys cannot see us.
They can't?
No. OBS crashed.
Oh.
Hold on.
How long ago did that happen?
Just now, because it was there and now it just disappeared. 1 second. But I'm seeing on the thing that we're still on, but is that the
Is that the delayed version?
and look, according to this, Joycaster was still on. Okay, so maybe we are still on. Just now. Okay, there we go. We're still on.
Yeah, I see
My
it.
computer is being computery. Whatever. All right, that's fine. Okay, I found it. It's back. I didn't know it did that. Look at this. And it just goes away, and then you can't see it anymore.
Why did it?
But there's a little one up here now. I don't know why it does that.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
I promise we learn something every day.
Thank you, people. Whew. Close call. Anyway, so there you go. Let me show you. STD rates continue to rise among the elderly, according to AARP. And if anybody knows the elderly,
AARP knows.
they got it.
It wasn't supposed to be that funny when you said AARP, but it was. It
was a
just
little funny.
was just
I'm about to join. I'm gonna lie by my age and be like, yo, can I get in on some of these discount tickets? They get the best stuff. So infection rates for sexually transmitted diseases keep climbing among Americans 45 and older, part of a larger nationwide trend that the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that it must be confronted. There were 82,938 cases of gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia reported among Americans 45 and older last year.
Just last year, 82,000? That might not be a high number, but I feel like that is an extremely high number
a lot of
for people over 80.
For people that need to know better is what I'm getting.
And
I mean,
do better, yes. But not everybody grows up to be smart.
I'm still searching
Like
for
at
that.
that point in time, you should be wise. You know what I'm saying? You should be wise beyond your years. Like,
Right.
You should be wise.
Wise beyond somebody's years.
And I promise you, it's because they're thinking like, I can't get pregnant. Like, we probably gonna die here soon.
I don't know that this is true, but I can just imagine a world where, meanwhile, the kids among 18 to 26-year-olds, the number's going down, and they're looking at their people like, "What are you doing, Grandma?
What are you doing, Grandma?
You need to stop
to behave yourself."
Exactly.
You know better than this, Granny.
You know the problem. You know the problem is that once you get to a certain age, you stop caring. You stop like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm just gonna live my life and do my thing. You don't care what people think about you. You don't care what people. Nothing, right?
Nothing.
So.
And at 82, who cares if I got an STD?
So this weekend, I'm watching this show with my mom, and she said, and the comedian on TV said, he was talking about the president, and I'm not usually the one to just sit there and try to bash, but this joke was hilarious. This man said, this guy is the only one, probably the only person in the world that turns a condom inside out so it could be ribbed for his pleasure. I loved it. I thought that was the best joke ever.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna turn my condom inside out
because
so it's ribbed for my pleasure,
not hers. Screw her. I'm 82.
Exactly. And that's why you're getting gonorrhea. You putting it inside out. You shouldn't do that.
Oh my goodness. So last night I did something that I've never done before. I was telling you earlier, and that was watch the award show.
Right. Oh, we got so many highlights here from the award show to play for you guys.
Can I ask you, this is the award show that usually doesn't have black people in it, right?
No.
Which one doesn't have black people?
The one that had all of the, I mean, they all have black people, but the one that, that got the, the one that got ribbed for not having was the Oscars. So it was Oscars So White and Oscars,
right? So
the
because the Emmys, it was almost like the Emmys pretended like they were the Oscars not pretended like, what's the word I'm looking for? They had a lot of white, black jokes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Saturday Night Live guys hosted it, right? And they, from the jump, they was white, black, and black whiteness, and who was winning awards and all this stuff. And the crowd got mad, or some people in the crowd got mad because they said that only white people who think Jesus are Christians and something else. He said murderers or something like that.
No. All right, so I can play you some. I can play you some of this stuff. I have here a highlight reel.
Oh, fabulous.
Of the opening monologue. That's where
he started.
That's where you're.
But that was
what you're talking
and that was the start of it. But of course, throughout the night there was all kinds of little jabs, shall I say? So I was so I kept on thinking. But this ain't the one this ain't the one that black people don't win at, right? Or is it? I didn't know.
It just goes to show you we ain't winning at nothing.
When the black people won, they
except
were
the BET Awards. That's all we get.
Right. They were so shocked. They were so shocked. And then of course Saturday Night Live was hosting the people, and it was on. Is it on the same channel Saturday Night Live was on? It just seemed like everybody from Saturday Night Live was nominated for something, or everybody at NBC or whatever was there, on the stage for something.
Right.
I don't know. It was just. It was actually had me entertained though. I was entertained, even though the little mini monologues in the middle were horrible.
It's an award show,
right?
Like you have to go in with
and they over the topped it
right
too. You know what I'm saying? Like they over the topped it and did all that kind of. They put a very much of a Saturday Night Live twist on the whole thing, with the skits and all the monologue. But
oh my gosh,
crazy enough, I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's an award show, so it's supposed to be as. It's supposed to be as bland as possible, right? Basically.
Right.
I am looking for something I cannot find currently, which I am going to find. Give me 1 second.
What's my baby that won? Look, the two black people that won. I saw.
What are we talking about? I'm sorry. I'm pulling.
I know you're pulling up that. I'm just trying to remember my two black people that won that I seen.
Regina King.
Yes, Regina. Regina's the one that I saw her win. And I was like, so most of the monologues are not the monologues. Most of the thank you thingies be making me cry. I don't know if it's because it's this time of the month. You know how we are, ladies. But, but like, everything was so like, oh, like I could feel your happiness or your shockedness or your like true humbleness when a actor goes up there and you're like, man, I feel like they're like that in person. Like, you know how they're the role that they play, you feel like you know them or whatever, and then they get up there and they're in person and they're talking, and it's like, oh man, they're a humble dude, or they're this kind of person. Like, I like them even more now.
Right.
That's all it was last night. I was crying for everybody. I was aw and ooh and
it'll do it to
all
you.
of that.
It'll do it to you.
All
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I had it here, and now I'm gonna have to.
and then old boy and gay.
Oh wait a minute. Here it is.
Pop the question.
Right. So we have a lot of. I got a lot of. I got a lot of highlights that I can actually play for you guys now.
Awesome.
So let us begin with the monologue as soon as it comes up. As soon as it comes up, I'll be happy to play it for you.
It for us.
So, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You know what the Emmy Awards made me think of?
What's that?
The One Awards.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I'm going to announce the winners of the people that we're recognizing, like, in days.
Ooh.
It's going to be an exciting thing.
Get ready.
Yeah. And
Are you ready?
All of those people are going to show up at the University in Incarnate Word because they are our powered up sponsor this year. And they're going to show up there and they're going to get their prizes, and hopefully you guys will come and support and be there as well and all that kind of good stuff. I'm just really excited.
Absolutely.
Got some good people. And then of course it crazes because we basically honor 21 people, 7 categories, 3 in each, right? And you know how even at the awards show, they're like, a lot of people were like, man, it's just amazing to be in a group of such amazing people, like to be recognized with such amazing people around.
Right.
And that's kind of like when I'm thinking about the One Awards and stuff, I'll be like, man, there's just some amazing people that I was looking back at old pictures that we've been able to honor that have done some awesome things, that are still doing awesome things. So it makes me feel,
so cool.
love you, makes me feel like, you know, you made the right choice. You picked the right winner.
Right.
Because they still giving back to the community and they still out there working. So, yeah.
Nice. So when are the One Awards going to be held?
The One Awards are going to be on, well, they're scheduled for December 1st, but I'm actually going to look into November 30th for a different room because there's a lot of different rooms I can use.
Okay.
You know, and like the one that I really want is reserved on that day, so and it's a Saturday.
Okay.
So it might be Friday, November 30th.
Friday, November 30th.
Yeah. Right now it's December 1st on a Saturday from 6 to 9.
6 to 9.
Yeah.
All right. So as we were saying, we got lots of highlights from the Emmy Awards last night, which is really cool. And first up to bat, we're going to show you a little bit of the monologue, the opening monologue. Thanks to our good friends at
It is an honor to be here sharing this night with the many, many talented and creative people in Hollywood who haven't been caught yet.
There you go.
Right.
Many people in Hollywood
not,
who haven't
my
been caught
mother's not watching.
What?
Well, she said she doesn't like watching white award shows because you guys don't thank Jesus enough. That's true. The only white people that thank Jesus are Republicans and ex-crackheads. So.
I don't know if you know this, the first Emmys were held back in 1949. Things were very different back then. Gas was 17 cents a gallon. A new home cost $7,000. And we all agreed that Nazis were bad. Of course, there are so many incredible nominees here tonight.
That's
incredible
true.
nominees.
Blackish is nominated.
That's right.
Speaking of Blackish. Blackish is also how I've been asked to behave tonight, so. Speaking of sad, The Handmaid's Tale is nominated.
That's right.
Yes, the best drama. Yes.
Yes. Tiffany in the back.
I don't know if you've seen it, but The Handmaid's Tale takes place in an imaginary future where an entire group of people are violently forced to work and make babies against their will. It's what black people call history. So.
It's crazy. These guys.
Yeah, it's roots for white women.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Of course. And Roseanne was canceled by herself, but picked up by white nationalists.
Oh.
The Obamas now even have their own production deal at Netflix.
Yeah, that's right.
And my dream is that the only thing they produce is their own version of The Apprentice.
That'd be nice.
And it gets way higher ratings.
Which would be really, really cool. Wouldn't that be
Hilarious.
interesting?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Hilarious. They had the humor, of course, was very. It was the dry humor.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah,
you
for sure.
just kind of do and wait to see if anybody gets it. Oh, they had a segment.
That's it.
Wait.
Did you?
They had a segment with the black one. Reparation.
black one.
I can't remember his name. Let me not make it more
Yeah,
racist
all
than it
of
already is. What's the black guy's name?
You can do it. You
I
can
don't
do
know.
it.
All I know is they had a clip.
You mean the one of the hosts?
Yes.
So was it Che?
Yes,
Michael Che?
that one.
Okay.
He did a clip on Reparation Emmy Awards.
Emmy reparations. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Did you see it?
I had a clip. See, I got all these things set up, and she's just gonna just talk about all kinds of
Because I
stuff.
watched it, so it's gonna come up like it
Yes.
comes up. Okay, you
That's
gotta
okay.
play it. Look at Mike, you gotta play it. That one had me giggling. I was like, "This is hilarious."
Okay. So, you know what was really cool too was the Fonz won an award last night, which was great. I'd say that because I'm pulling up the reparations. All right.
So bad.
Okay. Here we go. This is not going to be. None of these are going to be full screen, by the way, because I don't want to, get, in trouble.
Right. The replaying of.
We are back. First of all, congratulations to Regina King for winning. I just want to remind everybody that Jeff Daniels thanked his horse.
He did. He did.
You know, as a black comedian for so many years, our TV legends and heroes have gone unrecognized, So this year as host, I took it upon myself to finally right some of those wrongs. I present the Reparations Emmys.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss Marla Gibbs.
Yes.
We would like to
is.
present to you this Reparations Emmy.
Well,
Your role as Florence the Maid is the reason why I got fired from every service job I've ever had.
well, thank you. I think.
Is
This was
the
so
real
good.
Emmy?
Yes.
It's a real
Jimmy
thing. What
Walker.
do you think?
Man, I cannot believe this. I just got one word for this thing.
Well, say it.
It is dynamic.
That is not the word.
Deem Hardison.
What up, Jay?
Man, your character as Dwayne Wayne on a different world. I don't think you realize how many young brothers
You got
you
the
actually
glasses
inspired
on,
to go to
which is
college.
great.
Well, I'm glad you went to college, bruh. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I went to college. Man, Jaleel, Steve Urkel was the OG black nerd. I mean, if it wasn't for you, there'd be no Donald Glover. There'd be no Kanye West. There'd be no Obama.
Did I do that?
Yeah, man.
No, you did not do that.
This is
But
for your
that's fine.
amazing work on Martin, on Everybody Hates Chris, and for being pound for pound the best sitcom actress I have ever seen.
So the Academy just gave this to you?
Let's just say I stole it from Bill Cosby.
Dude, you know nobody from The Wire won an Emmy?
I know, and Bryan Cranston won like 6 for Breaking Bad.
If Bryan Cranston got 6 Emmys, Idris Elba should have like 10 Emmys.
Anybody from The Wire is better than Bryan Cranston.
You know he only won because he's white, right?
Absolutely.
Only reason he won. If he was
Absolutely.
black, he'd probably be bagging groceries at Trader Joe's somewhere.
Mr. John Witherspoon, I present to you this Reparations Emmy. That's for your lifetime of work on television. You're a legend, and it's about time you got recognized.
Man,
I want to enjoy that.
1968.
I wonder if they got to
I
keep
spy. I spy. No. I can't have this in my
you
house.
did
Bill
steal it.
Cosby's
Reparations
Right.
Emmy, it's for you.
Reparation is not for Emmy. It's for 40 acres and a mule.
I don't have 40 acres and a mule.
Well, get me 40 views in an acre. I'll take that.
Give me 40
If we
meals
did
an
a different
acre.
world, it wasn't really about awards, you know what I mean? It was for the people.
If you don't want it?
No, I'm gonna keep this, oh, for sure. I'll find something to do with this.
Good looking out, bro. Who are you now? Who are you?
I'm Michael Che. I do the news on TV.
Like Trevor Noah? You know him?
Well, I'm glad you got your Emmy, man.
Hey, young fella. Got that funny hat on like you Mr. Big Shot. You ain't played baseball in your life. Trevor Noah is the man.
So
And there
funny.
you have it.
So
Trevor Noah
funny.
is the man. I love it. I absolutely
I
love
was
it.
giggling my butt off. I was like, let's just say I stole them from Bill Cosby.
Stole them. Bill Cosby.
So that's exactly what you did. What do you mean? Let's just say.
What the air quotes
This
for?
fool said, "I spy." That was so
What's
good.
the air quotes for? That's what I didn't get. So we had that as a great highlight from last night. What else was cool? Obviously, Betty White was there.
Betty White.
Betty
Did she
freaking
win
White.
something, or they just
No,
recognized?
so the Betty White thing was that they recognized her for all her kind of for her career. I mean,
Yeah.
she's 96. Go back to Tool Fab.
But I didn't see any trophy or anything. I came in halfway from the bathroom.
No, yeah, I mean, basically it was just kind of like a lifetime achievement kind of thing.
Yeah, I
like
thought,
you've
but I
been
was like,
around
where's the trophy, though?
forever. I don't know that there was a trophy,
I don't
or
think there
maybe
was.
maybe there may have been. And look, you know, she's 96. She ain't carrying that off. Like, we have this for you right here, ma'am.
Right.
You know, kind of do your thing. You want to hear the Betty White?
She's a sweetie.
It's about 50 seconds.
Yeah, she's
we
a
can do
sweetie.
the Betty White. Thanks, Tool Fab.
She made me cry a little
But
bit.
little did I dream then that I would be here, and it's incredible that I'm still in this business, that I'm still, and you are still putting up with me. No, I believe me. No, I'm thanking you. It's
know, still putting
incredible
up with me. She's
that
so sweet.
you can stay in a career this long and still have people put up with you. I wish they did that at home.
She is absolutely adorable.
Yeah,
we love
she
you,
is.
Betty White. She's
Well,
so freaking cool.
That's one of those. That was one of those, like,
Excuse
it brings you tears just because she seems so grateful.
Right.
And
Right.
it seems real.
Yeah. Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
So it's like, aw.
There was also a situation last night where someone was proposed to.
Yes. So that was funny. Like, can I just make a point to say that I don't watch nothing on TV no more. Because when they was saying this person from this show, and I'm like, what is these shows? Why is everything set in the medievals of 1800? What's going on television right now? Like, I'm not watching none of this crap.
Right.
So I literally was, not to make it more racist than it's already gonna sound, I'm literally waiting for the black people. I'm like, oh, there's a black person in this category, or my Latin folks, or Miss Ying, Miss Young, Miss You, thank you, because she was nominated, and that she would have been the first Asian woman to win.
Right.
Right. So
The first Asian to be nominated in that category.
in that category,
Asian female to
right.
be nominated in the
so
category.
literally, you know, this was I was like, all right,
Right.
it's game time now. Let's see if Donald Glover's gonna. Nope, he didn't get it. It's Regina. She got it, and then a black person. I'm like, look, it's like the Cowboys scoring a football, scoring a touchdown in football. I just feel real bad. I was like, this is horrible. This is horrible.
Right.
But
Right.
great. Okay, go. I like this moment. This was good. Just to say, because I
So-
didn't know who a lot of these people were. You know,
Okay.
that's
Well,
all
maybe
that.
watch more TV
I
before
know.
you watch their
I
awards.
need to.
Just saying. All right. So, as we were saying, there was a gentleman that won an Emmy yesterday last night for his production of the Oscars. So he won, and he produced the Oscar telecast, and he won an Emmy for that.
And
you
I
know,
was
because it was
questioning
like
that
for
as
best
well.
award show,
Yeah.
something or another, right?
They
so
added a lot of categories.
They always have a lot of categories.
I was like, hold up. Is the Emmys giving an award for the man who put on the Oscars? Like, I'm so confused right now.
Well, it's for it's an Emmy for award
television,
shows,
right?
For,
well, it is.
It's TV awards.
But he was nominated with I don't know, because the live performance that John Legend was in. It was nominated in a lot of stuff too. I was just confused.
Tiffany Haddish got an Emmy for her work on SNL.
Yes,
right,
she did.
for guest hosting SNL.
Yes, she
right.
did.
So that was cool. So this gentleman won his Emmy, and he took it straight to wifey.
To my daughter, Sydney Taylor. I love you girls more than you will ever know. I want to thank Jen Todd, Mike DeLuca, Rob Payne, Jimmy Kimmel, and everybody at Team Oscar. I want to thank Don Bailey, everybody at the Academy, and all of our friends at ABC. I'm really grateful to be here, but it's bittersweet. The person most proud at this moment would be my mom, and she passed away just 2 weeks ago.
I knew he was going to win when he said that.
Part of my heart is broken. I don't think it will ever be repaired, but she's in me, and she always will be. Mom always believed in finding the sunshine in things, and she adored my girlfriend, Jan. Jan, you are the sunshine in my life. And Mom was right, don't ever let go of your sunshine. You wonder why I don't like to call you my girlfriend? Because I want to call you my wife.
She reminds me of the owner of Tucker's. She said his mommy passed away 2 weeks ago. I was like, she's so mean. I'd be in the middle of the aisle like, what, girl? Get up there, girl.
I didn't ask yet.
I didn't ask yet.
Yeah.
It's like, calm it down, people. Calm it down. What are we doing?
She's like, what are you doing? Now I got to get up here.
Hamish, I'm going to be a moment. This is the ring that my dad put on my mom's finger 67 years ago. And to my sisters and brothers, I didn't swipe it. Dad knows I have it, okay?
He just looks like the guy that had the biggest nerd his
I want to put
entire
this ring
life.
that my mom wore on your finger in front of all these people and in front of my mom and your parents watching from above. Will you marry me?
Look at that. Yes. There it is. And of course she said yes.
She said yes all the way down the thing from her seat to yes.
Hold on, girl. Don't be saying yes.
Thank you to the Academy.
Thank you, everybody. By the way, I also won an Emmy tonight.
And I want to thank the Academy.
And I want to thank the Academy for
how you like that? How you like
at
that acting?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So
how you like that for a live situation?
Right. Maybe he'll win an Emmy next year for best on-screen proposal.
Right.
Because I'm sure that category
exists. Well, then of course you had
somewhere.
a few folks that came on after him, and one guy was like, "Yeah." So my girlfriend was like, "I will whoop your ass if you propose to me. Don't even think about it."
Gosh.
I'm like, I don't think you can have multiple proposals on the stage in one show. That's just too much. 8 people got married tonight. 8 people got proposed to.
I also want to propose. Then by the 4th one, it's like, oh, great. That's nice. So cool. Wow. Hey, guys. By the 4th guy is getting played out like, because that's what a lot of people, well, some people were saying this morning as a reaction, like this guy was able to get it in, right, and get the time. Whereas some people with that are getting
they
awards,
would have given him the music.
They would have given him the music. Like, my man, we ain't got time for you to be sitting here like 8 minutes.
And you heard him say it too. I'm gonna be a little time with this.
Right.
He said his name.
You know what that? I think that these guys, producers and stuff like that, are always kind of like, that's my buddy. Like, look.
So I'm sure he called the homeboy.
Look, Jerry,
was like,
whoever was producing last night, yo, Jerry, I'm gonna need 3 minutes. Why you gonna need 3 minutes?
If I win, if I win, I'm finna take this. And it's not even going. He'll just probably would have said, like he said, I'm gonna need a few minutes.
Right.
And he said it in the mic. And so because his homeboy probably back there,
maybe
he was
I'm gonna need a few minutes. Okay, cool. Somebody give me a sandwich. Because
everybody else was like, I got 5 seconds. seconds. Thank you. You know, trying to remember everything.
Right. Well, that's what Henry Winkler did last night in his speech, right? Because if you guys don't know, Henry Winkler, who famously played the Fonz for so many years, 10 seasons, I think, or 12 seasons on Happy Days back in the 70s and 80s, he was nominated as the Fonz 4 times but never won an Emmy. Now, like 40 plus years later,
they give him an Emmy.
No. He is he's co-starring in a show called Barry, alongside another SNL alum, right?
Gotcha.
Bill Hader, and he won for co-starring in that, like as a best supporting actor or something like that in the series. And so he got up on stage and was like, okay, I got 39 seconds. Basically, that's all the time you get. I got 39 seconds. I think it was 39. And he was like, I wrote this speech 43 years ago. And that was kind of his thing. Yeah, for the Fonz. And in his speech, I mean, I would play it but it's almost, you know, we almost told you everything that happened anyway. So in his speech, he was basically saying that a friend of his once told him, if you stay at the table long enough, eventually the chips start coming your way.
Absolutely.
And he's like, and tonight I cleared the table.
Yeah.
Which was wonderful.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, people had a lot of little things going on.
Great moments.
And I told you that was the part where I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's the part that you look at and those bring tears into my eyes.
Absolutely.
This one too made me laugh. She says, I don't even believe in God, but I'm going to thank her tonight.
So we're going to play you now Thandie Newton's Acceptance, which was pretty wonderful as well. One second. Thank you, Too Fab.
I don't even believe in God, but I'm going to thank her tonight.
Look how pretty she is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Without this, I am even...
Oh, yeah. Don't be swearing, girl.
To work with the people that I have gotten to work with, the cast and crew of West... I can't believe I'm here. The cast and crew of Westworld. I love you all so much.
Very cool.
Yeah, she dropped the F. Where's our girl?
I'm getting...
Oh, sorry, I forgot. They're in a line.
It's like, I am working over here, and she just wanna...
They're in line.
Every which way. Like, let me just get to it. Let me just get to it. You know, RuPaul, another black winner.
I was about to say RuPaul.
With summer ending and school ramping up, life is busy, and you...
No, that's me.
Okay, I was like, I didn't do it. RuPaul was another black winner. So RuPaul came out with Tiffany Haddish gave an award away with Angela Bassett. Right? So Angela was like, Tiffany, you having a good year? And she was like, yes, I am. And she's like, but I'm standing next to Angela freaking Bassett, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, what did they do, ladies? What did they do?
The Wakanda Forever.
They Wakanda Forever to each other. I was like, well, you know, it's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Well, if you remember, Angela Bassett, in case for the guys that didn't see it, Angela Bassett was actually in Black Panther at
she
Black
was
Panther. It was called Black Panther. She want to call it Wakanda every single time.
She was the mother of Wakanda.
Yeah, she was the mother of Wakanda. All of it. That was her. So RuPaul's Drag Race, and RuPaul won an award last night, made history for being the
first
herstory, right? But being the first time the category of reality show was in the Emmys, and he won the she won the category for best.
I didn't know if he was gonna say that, like
all of the dreamers out there. Listen, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love?
Sorry, I'm gonna back this up. What were you saying?
I thought you were gonna say the first drag show to win, but it's like the only drag show.
No. It's not the first drag show. It was outstanding reality competition series.
Yeah.
So that was the actual.
That was the category.
The category, yeah. Exactly. Thank you. And here's his speech,
which I feel like is another crazy category.
And all of the dreamers out there, listen. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? Now let the music play.
RuPaul, man, I just don't know with him.
Can I just say something about those shoes?
Oh, when he first walked out with
I
girl.
love the color.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So when she first walked out
Thank you,
with,
Too
because before he won the award, he gave an award.
Yep.
So he walked out on that stage and he was stepping like the horse. You know what I'm saying? He was
he was high stepping
trotting
like
up in there, yeah.
like the supermodels do now. It's just
yes,
like,
and you know he had the knees all high, and then he came and he swooped and lifted up them red shoes. I said, "Oh Lord, oh Lord."
He's like, I got these shoes. Somebody gonna see them. They're not just gonna be on this carpet
Lord, right.
blending in.
Yeah, nah,
they're not blending in this carpet.
Then there's a show about 4 dudes that are dressed like women or something, or styled for. What TV show is that? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's like 4 or 5 dudes, and they all like real stylish dressing, but it's not. They dress like they dress, and it's apparently it's a show on television. They were presenting an award last night. I've never heard of it, and I was like, "What in the hell?"
Okay, I don't.
What
I don't
show
know
is this? Have you never? You know, it doesn't sound familiar to you.
It doesn't sound familiar. No.
Okay, it's 4 dudes, and apparently they dress very
flamboyantly.
Yes.
Or, what show?
It's the best way to say it, but yeah.
No, I'm just thinking of the show.
Yeah. It's got a black dude on there, and like I think one of the guys is Asian. It's very strategically multicultural.
Right.
And
all inclusive.
It's very all inclusive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was. I don't know what show that is. What show is this? What are they playing on television?
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
It's crazy.
In the meantime, though, let us play you, of course, she can't stop talking about it because it was that awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna play you Regina King's.
And this is why this was awesome. You did all of them all at the same time with this clip. This was RuPaul's Step Out.
Mm-hmm.
This is our girl who was just too funny. I love her. It's our SNL girl.
Right.
And her face when a black woman won.
Her face with a black woman.
I'm just saying. Ooh! Regina King!
Excitement.
First of all, look at Regina's face. She is
like, I wasn't even. You just told me to come.
Complete awe. But could you tell you that was a
genuine reaction?
A genuine black woman reading a black woman's name. I'm surprised she didn't go, "Black girls rock!" Regina King. That's what it seemed like she wanted to say. Look, she's still yelling.
It's for 7 seconds. It's interesting. I didn't see this move. I didn't see it.
She says, "I didn't even know." Look at her. She's truly excited.
Okay.
She wants to jump on her.
I love it.
Really? Say word.
Word.
Oh my God. Okay, so I dropped lipstick on my dress and I was down there trying to get it out because I knew.
Oh my gosh, so many things.
Wow. Okay.
She looks so beautiful now.
Because I wasn't really expecting this, but I am so grateful. Television Academy, y'all, my friends, my peers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fox 21, Netflix, Vina sued. Oh my God. Thank you for creating an opportunity to tell a story and hold a mirror up to what's going on today. I am just floored. Russell Hornsby, the incredible cast. Oh my God. Ian, if you are at home, no caps. What?
Inside joke, boo.
I probably said it wrong. No cap. That's what it's supposed to be. Thank you. This is amazing. I want to curse right now. This is good. Thank you, Jesus. Michael Chad.
I love her.
Yeah,
so to me,
awesome.
her genuineness just came all the way out
Very
in that acceptance of that trophy. Like,
absolutely.
There's so many things. I love her now.
Yes.
I loved her before.
Man. She's amazing.
I love her.
Regina King is awesome.
Yes.
And
but
she's a great actress, too.
Any of these shows that these people won from, I promise.
Well, the Regina King thing was a limited series, so it was kind of like a mini-series.
Yes, so of course, that
I
was
didn't
an
watch
award.
it, but
there was a lot of awards for mini-series, short series, 6-show series.
Right. So what happens there is now that the Emmys also include Netflix.
Yes. Tons of Netflix.
Amazon.
People. Yes.
You know, like these studios, these online studios are creating. There's no there isn't the online TV awards, right? It's just television. And since you're watching them on TV and on your computer and your tablets and smartphones and whatever,
they're part of it.
It's also on television when you're watching your Fire TV or your Apple TV or your smart TV, right?
Yes.
So now they fall under the Emmys category as opposed to the Oscars category for films and all that stuff, right? Actually, I might have to take that back because I think some Netflix films are also
in the film
and
because
Amazon.
this is a TV series.
But if it's a series, they're going to throw it to the Emmys.
TV.
If it's a movie,
Pardon
me, they're going to throw. Thank you. They're going to throw it to the Oscars. So anyway, either way, Regina King, congratulations. You did I'm sure you did an amazing job, an Emmy-worthy, award-winning,
That's just great,
job in what you're doing. So interestingly enough, Donald Glover made an appearance last night.
I miss Donald.
But yeah, most people did, because his appearance was actually made as Teddy Perkins, which is one of his characters from his show Atlanta, and that is Donald. Oh, pardon me. What happened there? Something happened. Stand by.
That's Donald Glover dressed as a white man?
That is Donald Glover dressed as his character Teddy Perkins.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
From
Bob Odenkirk,
as a white
Amy
man.
Bryant, Constance Wu, Kit Harington.
So he didn't.
Chrissy Teigen.
He wasn't up
John
on
Legend.
stage per
The
se.
Emmys.
Yeah. Just turn this off. He wasn't up on stage per se, but that's him right there, making an appearance at the Emmys, and apparently he was also in different chairs. He was
moving around. Yeah.
Moving around, but there is Donald Glover right there showing his
acting skills.
Yes, apparently. Now is that?
I need
what
to
do you
watch
think?
Atlanta, man.
What do you think of that? What do you think of?
I think it's creepy. I think he looks like Michael Jackson's creepy sidekick.
Again?
That's what I think.
Creepy sidekick.
I'm just saying, like
Donald
Michael
Glover.
Jackson on a budget, like before.
There he is again.
It looks really creepy. Look at that. You can't tell me that don't look creepy to you.
A little creepy.
It looks a little
I'm gonna show you guys big so you can let the creep factor set in.
Yes, that looks a little creepy. What is that about?
So Donald Glover made his appearance last night as well. That was interesting.
Yeah.
And what else do I want to show?
What else happened that
Oh my
was
gosh.
interesting?
Okay, so here's something else. Oh, big shout out to Game of Thrones, who picked up a bunch of Emmys last night as well.
That's one of the main reasons why I was like, what is on TV right now?
Well, Game of Thrones is
It's
one of
popular.
the biggest shows
It's
in the world.
very popular.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things happening on the planet.
From the writer to the water girl, they got awarded.
I'm like, oh, and the best person to bring a sandwich
This chick.
to the director. Couldn't have done it better than Game of Thrones because she had to walk over snow.
I'm just saying, boo.
So there was also I'm trying to get to it. Jennifer Lewis made a statement in her dress.
Oh, yes,
how
yes,
she
yes.
dressed last night, right?
Nike on the red carpet, right?
Right, Nike on the red carpet.
Her supportive Kaepernick.
Right. So,
and, those are definitely statements because obviously everybody's in some kind of gown.
They won't let me get a bigger picture.
Because people are in a gown of some type, from designed by such and such and da 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 da. And she popped on there with her Nike, so that's definitely a statement to be made.
Right, in support of Colin Kaepernick. Now, people are of two minds of it, right? So it's like, okay, why didn't you wear a Cap shirt, or why didn't you wear, some Kaepernick?
To me, that's in support of Nike, right? Because you would need to put Kaepernick on to. I mean, because Nike's got everybody.
In the end, I'm just like, look, she's making a statement.
That's all.
Nike does have everybody. Maybe she's making a statement the way that she knows how and the way that she wants to make the statement.
To me, it's like she's supporting Nike.
Well, to her, she's supporting Cap.
And
right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
That's the way
Nike.
she sees it. Either way, she's making a statement that nobody else was really making last night.
Exactly. Nobody was taking their red carpet defining moment.
Yeah.
And putting Nike on.
And putting Nike on it, right? I mean, wouldn't it have been cool if everybody just walked down the carpet with Jordans on? And lifted up the dress. Look at my Jordans.
Boom.
Lifted up their gowns. They're my Jordans, or what have you, or. Or maybe getting previews of the new Kaepernick line from Nike, and maybe making those calls. Hey, we want to wear a cap. We want to wear
all
something
of us want
Kaepernick
to wear
line. Wouldn't that have
would have
been
cool.
Oh, next
The
time.
people that have the money to do it that don't think like us, though.
They don't think like us. They don't think like us. But anyway, big shout to her because Jennifer Lewis was still trying to make a statement, and she made her statement.
Yes.
Boom. So there it is. Another thing that happened last night, obviously one of the things that's taking our little society by storm is when Cat Williams was getting at Tiffany Haddish the other day on a radio show, on a morning radio show somewhere in this world. But if this would work, it's coming. It's
So Cat Williams has been in the social media world for two things. One was this picture that I'm sure you're about to show, and then two, his roasting of some morning show host wife.
Okay, so all of that happened at the same time, and it wasn't a morning show host wife; it was her, right? So,
well, is she not on the show with her husband?
No.
Oh, that's what they were saying on the thingy.
No. So, and I'll tell you what happened. But, so all right, so Cat Williams was on a morning show where he was talking about a lot of things, Cat Williams stuff, right? And he was promoting some stuff and, being Cat Williams, right? So on this morning show, he talked about, I'm trying to find out something, V103 somewhere, right? So he was talking to the crew at V103 about a lot of different things, but he also talked about Tiffany Haddish, and he felt as though Tiffany Haddish got a whole lot of shine, has gotten a whole lot of shine. She
ain't got no stage work,
but she's actually getting a special, right? Like a comedy special, having very rarely. According to Cat Williams, having never proved herself to be able to entertain people for an hour at a time, telling joke after joke after joke after joke, right? But then she gets a special, and all we've really seen her in has been the one movie that got her famous, and then she's on top of the world right now, having really not done very much else except for that one movie, Girls Trip. Right, and now she has other movies coming out, but we haven't seen them. But we haven't seen anything, right?
But you're right. Like,
meanwhile, she's the biggest thing in the world,
and that's why she is. That's why she has those 4 movies, because they're literally writing her popularity or whatever.
Right, but the popularity came from one movie, right? So he's basically saying she's getting all of this. Meanwhile, there are other black female comics who have been putting it down for decades, never getting the same shot. Right, never getting their deal, their comedy show deal, never getting on a series, never getting to host SNL, never getting to.
When Bobby came in, he made the same mention, because I said, I like Tiffany, and he said, well, do you really think that she's funny? He's like, how many times have you seen her do stand-up comedy? Yeah. And don't you think, which I agreed, that they're using her as the ghetto role. So every role that she plays, she's very and doing all that extra stuff, right? So it's that role that she's playing so well, and literally in all the movies, which I've seen previews of, she's in that exact role.
Well, so she's being typecast.
She's being typecast
as a thing,
but she's getting money, right? Like Angela said on the stage last night, "You having a good year?" She said, "Yes, ma'am."
Right.
I'm getting paid.
Right. So, Cat Williams was basically talking about that. So a big brouhaha online. Even Kevin Hart put out a video saying, "I'm standing up for my sister," Tiffany Haddish, and there was a big issue about him getting at Tiffany. All the Tiffany fans stood up against him, and he was saying, "Hey, I stand by what I'm saying," and it seemed to be quite a beef online about what Cat Williams said and Tiffany Haddish, right? So they ended up putting all of that to rest last night at the Oscars, where you clearly see them not only interacting, but Cat Williams then bows to Tiffany Haddish and gets down on his knee and praises her work and praises her ability and shows a whole lot of love. And obviously right there they're squashing whatever beef
it is.
Yeah, that maybe it was beef between them. You never know. I mean, this world is so cynical.
And it's not
maybe
like
it wasn't.
What he
maybe
said,
it was set up.
It's not like what he said was necessarily all the way wrong, right? Like, say if your best friend, you have a lot of these comedians, you know, they hustled for a very long time on a whole lot of stages of a whole lot of stuff to get whatever they've gotten.
Yeah.
What Cat Williams, his road compared to Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, depending on who kind of, is it that corporate-ish type thing that where your career goes? Or are you the outcaster that is taught, you know what, Cat Williams versus Kevin Hart, literally. To me, Tiffany is the Kevin Hart side. There's some chick out there that's the Cat Williams side, right? I don't know which one that they classify that as, but I definitely see what Cat Williams is talking about, like where
he's basically saying that she hasn't proven herself,
and all of that stuff,
and not having
why
proved herself.
She has gotten, like you said, that one movie, but that one movie was hot. She was in there with some big stars. She came out funny. She was the funniest character in the movie. So with that, I believe it propelled her past a few of those hustle steps.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
yeah.
I agree with him
for sure.
But also on that interview, Kat got into it with the radio hosts.
Right. So that's what we're getting to next.
So that.
So there was certainly some roasting that was happening during the thing. I don't know if you want to play a clip or not. We can certainly play a clip, but you know, he was mocking her weight, her wig. You know, they were going back and forth. She's calling him, you know, get this girl out of here, or get her out of here, or whatever. You know, right at the end of the interview, and they were kind of going back and forth and roasting each other, insulting each other a little bit, playing dozens and stuff like that. And he's really good at it. Yeah. And, you know, she's not as good as him, apparently.
Me, what was about to happen to me after Earthquake, when I said I wasn't paying attention, I was looking at the titties. And he was like, oh, it's fin. I was like, come on.
Right.
I just getting.
Some people good at it, some people not good at it. Some people good at it, some people not good at it.
Because the thing about it is when it gets to that point, you know, it changes the game. Like you could tell Cat Williams' face, it changes when he's in the middle of that roast, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's game time, boo. You just,
right.
You know, let me get in it.
What's interesting is, though, watching it, though, it didn't seem like he was being malicious, right? It just seemed like, oh, you want to play? We can play, and they were just playing. I mean, he did seem defensive at some points during the interview and stuff like that. And, you know, Cat Williams is certainly someone who, you know, has been up, has been down. You know, society has been hard on him, but then society has also blessed him, right? Because he's very, you know, he's wealthy. And, you know, even though the mainstream won't put him on, people still look for him. And his comedy specials still sell. And they sell out. And he's selling out all over the place. So, but it didn't look particularly like it was. Oh, my gosh.
So, with him, like on his side, he, you know, it did look like, okay, we finna play. Like, you know, this is my fun. Like, it looked like he was like, oh, you just stepped into my world.
Right.
Like, I'm here at this radio station answering your questions in your world. But now you done unleashed it, because she said something that was a little bit like me saying, I'm just looking at the titties, right? Like, I'm joking, but it's funny, but I forgot who I was talking to. And so after a while, it looked like she was getting kind of like frustrated behind it.
So the insults kind of began during the interview. I don't know if you saw the interview, but the insults kind of start little by little jabs here, little jabs there, little things happening, right? And then by the end, it was just a lot of going back and forth, and then, you know, the time was up on their particular show. So then apparently later in the evening, or the next day, Cat Williams' walk is in the same show that they were promoting, right? Because Red Grant was actually on the show that day too, promoting that he was going to be doing a comedy show that night in that city. Right. So Cat Williams is there, and according to the story, he walks over to this radio host that they were going back and forth with, and he says, "See, I told you if you F with me, you go viral." That's what Cat Williams is saying. But then her husband, according to the story, then comes over. You know, he was there too. He's like, "Hey man, just go do something else. Go be somewhere else."
Yeah.
And you know, at that point the story gets kind of hazy. But the issue, part of the issue is that one version of the story says that her husband pulled out a gun, and then there was a whole, so now it's a whole legal battle as well.
Oh,
and
Lord.
people can't talk about it, but Cat Williams is saying, like, this dude pulled out a gun on me. Like, what are we, you
What
know?
are we
And
doing
then,
here?
because when he said, why don't you just go somewhere, then Cat Williams was like, man, I jump on your big ass too, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the guy pulled out a gun, and it was a whole kind of
And
thing.
now it's a thing.
But you know, in the end, the statement kind of says it all, right? I told you if you effed with me,
you go viral.
You go viral.
Which means that we done already had this conversation.
Maybe.
And you thought.
Man, you thought it was real. You
Right.
know, and
Or maybe
I'm
you didn't
over here
realize how
helping
real it
you.
was.
Right, I'm
Mhm.
helping.
Yeah.
I'm helping, and meanwhile, the husband comes over. Maybe that should have been a better conversation between, or maybe, you know, maybe these people ain't used to.
Well, and here's the thing about it, and this is what I'm saying. Like, you can't tell, like, when, at least especially when I've seen comedians in they little roasted mode and they going off. Like, again, you stepped into their world. It's game time, right? I'm just trying to win the game, right? When the game is over, good match, and we keep it pushing, okay? But there's times when you don't know if they serious or not. So, like, even when I was messing with Earthquake, it was like, at some point, he going off and woo-woo, and I'm like, well, you know, what's up? You know, and then he starts getting that, oh, she trying to mess with me. Everybody can stay, but she got to go, right? So at that point, it's a switch. It could turn into something bad, or it can stay in a good, fun thing. So by the end of the night, like I had said something, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out of here so everybody can take their pictures and I don't mess it up for everybody, right? Because I'm being stupid.
Right.
So then by the time the end of the night came and I was like, man, thank you guys, y'all are awesome. Earthquake was like, man, you know, all love, all fun, give me a hug, you know, type thing. Thanks for playing and not getting offended.
Right.
Because it's all in love and fun.
Right.
And then everybody leaves and goes home.
Mhm.
But I can tell in many different, I can have seen the occasions where it could have gone wrong.
Yeah. And this could have happened.
Extremely wrong. And Kenny down there, so you know, he wouldn't have had a gun, but a knife might have
Would have thrown.
from the break.
That
Hold
was
up.
And
What's happening over here?
sharpen the spoon real
Is
quick.
plastic
Hold on a
somewhere?
second. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. Wait a minute. I said what?
I know you not
Okay,
talking
when you
fast.
get off,
I'ma get
expect
you.
me.
I'ma-
I need another one. Cheap spoons. Something. I don't
You'd
know.
have been ready. You'd have been ready, man. What Earthquake? What you got to say to my woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it would have went foul, you know it would have happened. And you would have been like, what? What just happened right now?
You know you can't sharpen ice cubes, man. What are you doing? It's gonna melt by the time. Never
It's a
mind.
plastic
Go
fork,
ahead.
man.
Go ahead. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is, but anyway, so it'd be interesting to see where this ends up going. Again, it's exactly what you just said. You know, obviously the conversation must have been had, right? If she is on the air saying how it began, and his first words were, "I told you if you F with me, you'd go viral," right? So obviously
that
it
means
must have been said because you
we
said
played
he
with
said
this
it.
conversation. We played with this
We
conversation.
played with this
Yeah,
conversation,
which
so-
means no holds bars, baby. Gloves are off.
Gloves are off. All right, guys, I think I would like to take a quick break. Why? I got to pee.
Okay.
All right. So
This is so exciting.
we shall return
I've
momentarily.
never had to take a break because he needed one.
I need to go.
Look at me. I don't even know what to do. Hold on.
Stupid pomegranate juice. I'll be back.
Wait. Are we playing something? Oh, does it have sound?
It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.
If
you smoked, this new lung cancer screening could save your life. Visit SaveByTheScan.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get
Hey, you
prediabetes.
guys already saw that one. So we're back.
And we're back. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing the game. All right. So, anyway, so that's done. One other thing that I wanted to show from last night's Emmy Awards, Tracy Ellis Ross got it in with this dress, and I want to see what you guys think about it. You ready?
Yes.
Boom. That is her Emmys dress from last night.
It's a lot.
She walked the carpet on
She's
that.
doing the most.
The most over-the-top look is what it's being called from last night. What do you think? What do you think? You gonna wear all that?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I'm
Taffeta?
I'm not feeling it. She's beautiful, but it's a lot of dress. It's a whole lot of dress.
That's a lot of dress.
Those are the dresses before dresses were barely dresses. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole lot of dress.
That's a lot of
Good
dress.
Lord, does it have a petticoat underneath that thing? Like,
it just looked like it might be a drawstring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a whole. It does kind of look like a bag that you just kind of slipped on and
A little bit.
and zipped on up.
Right.
Oh, well, you know.
Tracy Ellis Ross showing her fashion slay game.
Here's fashion slay.
Okay, so you want to move on from Emmy news?
Oh yeah, that was the show this morning.
Well, we could certainly
going through the Emmys.
Yeah, it was a big night for television, and just get ready because the one will get there. The one TV will get there.
Yeah, man.
It is a TV awards, so of course
we got
one
to be
TV needs to be there.
That's right.
Kanye West is looking to move.
Really? He's going to be on Saturday Night Live this Saturday.
He is going to be on Saturday Night Live when it. I think it's next week.
Next week, okay.
Or 2 weeks, about 2 weeks for their season premiere. Kanye West and I want to say Adam Driver. I think is the guest host, and then Kanye West is a musical guest. And Adam Driver, you know him at, well, if you watch the new Star Wars, he's the new, not Darth Vader, but the bad guy in that. Plus, he's also in Black Klansman, which is the new Spike Lee movie.
Man, I did not like that movie.
You didn't like it at all?
It was just...
Didn't do it for you?
No. And it made me feel no type of... I mean, just... I don't know. I don't know. I have to watch it again or something, but it just didn't do nothing for me. I mean, I wasn't even mad. Like, give me some kind of emotion at some point.
Okay.
But Kenny was saying that he felt like it highlighted what they were doing a lot, and which maybe that's what the movie was for, right? To highlight exactly how he infiltrated the situation or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like too much of that situation. So it's just like, I don't want to watch this racist crap. At the end of the day, you're like, how much more of this racist crap do I need to watch? Like, I don't want to watch it anymore. And then it just, I don't know. And it didn't make me as mad as like some of the other movies, like the slave movies made me mad. And they had me crying and stuff at the TV. And why they do
this one just disgusted you.
This just was just like, I don't want to hear this no more.
Right. I understand.
I don't want to give this life. I don't want to give.
Exactly.
That's where that was at. So.
Well, Kanye West is moving. I guess he's leaving L.A.
Oh, okay.
With He's grabbing wifey and the kids.
I was about to say they going with him. I
and
hope.
they leaving. I'm gonna show you exact. I'm gonna let him tell you where he's going.
Okay.
If this will ever.
Back to Chicago.
So he was at an event with Chance the Rapper in Chicago.
He looks like he's at a school gym.
Yeah.
So the first thing on my mind that I have to tell you is, I got to let y'all know that I've moved back to Chicago. I'm never leaving again.
There it is. He's moving back to Chicago and never leaving again, according to what he told folks in Chicago.
Yeah.
So now, imagine that. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West moving to Chicago.
Is that?
What's that? How's that gonna work?
No, look
That's
at
the
me.
question, right?
What, does that affect us at all?
Doesn't affect us.
Okay, I was just
But
checking.
it would be. But anybody who's a fan, it would be interesting, right? So he's in Los Angeles. How's that gonna affect the music? Right, so he's going back to his roots now, right?
Right.
How does that affect the music? You're living in an urban kind of jungle now again, right? Not palm trees and Bentleys. Now you're moving back to an urban landscape, right? So it's a lot of like getting driven in Lincolns and driving around the city with car services and certainly no palm trees now.
Right.
And now you're in an urban setting again. How does that affect your music? What do you think is going to happen? As a fan, I'm interested to see
what the next album's going to be
what
like.
the next album, like all you're looking at. I mean, of course he's going to live in a penthouse somewhere, right?
Of course.
And so, but overlooking an urban landscape now, what does that do?
Does it switch the verbiage?
Right. Or is he going to now, okay, when I write music, I'm just going to have to jet to Hawaii or go somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. That's
Wouldn't
an
that be-
interesting take on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, and my first thing being that he's married to
Kim Kardashian.
Dare I say the next wannabe president? I mean, she's in law school right now and everything, and making her moves and trying to get people released from jail. And
I didn't know she was in law school.
That's what I heard.
Did she graduate college? You got to kind of graduate college to go to law school.
In my mind,
and
I was
you got to
like,
take like the
maybe,
LSATs and
maybe she's Kim Kardashian and they're giving her a complimentary law degree.
Oh, she's going to Trump University.
Yeah, I don't know.
It.
Somebody said that. I was like, and in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, is Kim Kardashian in law school?
Who is this? Harper's Bazaar. I can believe something that Harper's Bazaar says. Kim Kardashian has been using her platform to raise awareness on prison reform in the past year. But is she fully pursuing a career in law? The reality TV star and beauty mogul was rumored to be attending law school after her husband Kanye West seemed to drop a hint in an interview last weekend. When asked about his wife's involvement in prison reform, West told Extra, per Us Weekly, I love it. That's all we focus on, helping people that don't have a voice, breaking down the class systems. There's 2 million African Americans incarcerated now. We're going to get people out, period. He then added, my wife is in law school now, and it's extremely serious to us. But, okay, let me just show you. I can show you
no
as
registration
I read.
form?
However, a rep for Kim clarified to Extra that the star isn't actually in law school, but that she is so entrenched in the legal system with her activism that it's like going to law school. Earlier this summer, Kardashian visited the White House and met with President Trump to encourage him to release Alice Marie Johnson, who was sentenced to life in prison for a nonviolent drug-related crime. About a week later, Trump granted Johnson clemency. So it's like going to law school. Go ahead, talk to your friend. Nobody can hear you talk to your friend, but I want to hear the conversation. Shh, don't pay no attention to the microphone. Just have your conversation.
Saying, it's like being in law school just because you like what you.
It's like being in law school.
And the husband even said, like, she in law school. Like, it's a matter of fact.
Do you see how disconnected people are from reality?
From reality. You sat up there on a media platform and was like, and my wife's in law school now, so it's the real deal. But you ain't enrolled your wife in nothing. She ain't enrolled in nothing.
But she's so involved.
But because you
entrenched in the legal system, it's like going to law school.
I see that you are Trump's friend. I see it. I see it.
It's the same take on the world. It's the same take on reality, right?
Like whatever is in your mind is just truth right now. Like, I don't know. She sit at a desk every day, fool. Wow. I mean, our home desk, but she's in law school.
She's at a desk daily, changing the world. It's like being president. No. Okay. So, whatever is my take on it. Say whatever you want to say as long as you keep getting justice for people. If that's what you're doing, then call it whatever you want to call it.
You have to go deeper in everything.
Everything. Oh, you can't just
sorry.
Take it for what it is.
Have you
look
seen,
at the author.
Yeah.
Don't believe what you read. Look at the author.
And then look further. Okay, so check it out though. Have you seen the the video? It was a viral video, right? So you know the weather guy that we showed you yesterday with the stuff.
Right.
Man, this dude is in his yard. He's in his yard. He got a rain jacket and a hat on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's reporting the news.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's got a water hose, basically spraying. They're basically spraying a water hose.
So they were making fun of weather people.
They're throwing just stuff into the camera, so a chair goes in and a shoe flies by, and he's like, "The weather out here is crazy," and woo. So funny. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. That's beautiful.
It's so funny. I was like, I gotta save this, but I couldn't, it's on saw it somewhere and then I couldn't find it again to send it. But I was like, man,
we'll try to find it for you.
Because at some point, they probably just out in their backyard drinking, doing whatever, and
like,
then
let's make one of these videos.
And then someone went all the way in.
It's like being the weatherman, right? I love it.
And then they showed the camera with the hose, and everything's dry.
Right, back it up like the Anderson Cooper picture.
So funny.
We out here getting caught, people.
It was so funny.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Just don't get caught.
Just be good. Just be right.
Okay, so do you remember our Les Moonves conversation, right? Where the head of CBS was ousted because of
and his wife.
Go ahead.
Step down from The View.
She's not on The View.
Step down from the talk.
There you go.
She was never on The View.
She was never on The View.
She watched herself step down from the talk.
It's like The View. And you know who else will tell you it's like The View?
The View. The View.
The View will definitely tell you it's like The View.
Oh, the talk show that's like us? Yeah. So I saw that and I said, ooh, she's leaving the talk.
Yeah, she's stepping down today. She's actually going to be making the announcement today on the talk, but with a pre-recorded video that they're going to air.
So she won't be on there.
She's not going to be on the talk.
So why is she gone? I mean, obviously because of her husband feeling on other people and stuff without permission by anyone.
Right.
But so she has to leave?
No, she doesn't have to leave.
Do you think?
I guess we'll find out more this afternoon or this morning or this afternoon. I don't know when the talk is on, but I watched The View. Well, it's the West Coast version of The View, right? Yeah. So anyway, we'll find out more then what her speculation. If I had to speculate, it would be because of partially that she didn't show up. It started this week, brand new, and she didn't show up. I think probably because she'd be pressed on it. She'd have to talk about it. Right? And so they talk about, in essence, the show started as something that needed to talk, that was geared towards moms and issues that affected moms. I don't know how it's evolved. I'm pretty sure that it's not just mom-oriented anymore. No. I'm pretty sure it's just another view. But if they talk about current events, there's nothing more currenter right? Especially at CBS, which is where the talk airs. There's nothing more current-er than Julie Chen and her husband and him getting ousted because of that, and now he's under investigation, and they don't know if they're going to get, he don't know if he's going to get this this golden parachute of $100 million. They don't know. And it's not just the first allegation, but the first allegation he kind of survived. He stayed in his, but this is a few weeks later. Now 6 more women came out. It's like, oh no, you got to go.
Yeah, no,
right?
yeah, you
It
got
wasn't just the, the first initial kind of thing. So if you have Julie Chen sitting here and that's the elephant in the room, wouldn't you need to talk about it?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. We got questions. I mean, and it does pose the question, like kind of like what we were saying before, the fact that she has that position.
Yeah.
Right. And her man is the head man.
Well,
was the head man, So it's kind of like I want this. So it's kind of like I mean, I know she's talented. I don't want to take any talent away from her because I feel like she is a talented person. So, but if everything's connected to your husband and your husband got to go, then I think.
But she's still hosting. She's also the host of CBS's Big Brother.
I was going to
ask. And she's been doing that.
Yeah,
she's been doing that.
She has been doing that.
Yeah, and when
with
he
that,
was
you don't
fired,
have to talk. You don't have to
No,
talk.
yeah, she does. She does.
Well,
not about current events, just
but that's
about
what
the Big Brother stuff.
Just about the Big Brother. It's like a specific show. It's not talking of the top.
Well,
news.
she did make a statement, sort of, the day he got fired, because it is live. It's a live show, right? And she kind of did it in a very subtle way, but at the end of the show, she signed off. She was like, my name, I am Julie Chen Moonves, which she never does. Her name is Julie Chen. Her professional name is Julie Chen, but she said, I am Julie Chen Moonves, and this is Big Brother. In other words, I'm standing by my man. Because he just got fired. 6 more women came out with allegations against him. And, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Obviously if she's the one on the air, people are looking at her like, what's happening?
What's happening?
And her only statement was, I'm Julie Chen Moonves. This is my man. And I guess we'll know more with the video later this afternoon as to, what she officially says. But, yeah, for sure. She's good at what she does, no matter, what you may think of if she got her there, positions or whatever, or I'm sure she was already like I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, I think she was already a fixture in the CBS News world when they met and then got married. Obviously, though, being the boss's, the big boss, not just because he ran CBS. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm the president this year or whatever. This guy was the institution of CBS.
Right.
Like, he was CBS. Nothing happened with any of the companies if he said otherwise. You know what I mean? He is like the one. It just like nothing happens in here when I'm now blow that up to $1 billion corporation.
Right.
Same control, same power, same everything, So anyway, we'll see later what she says, and if it's interesting, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Right.
Remember how we were pronouncing Chrissy Teigen's name wrong yesterday?
Yeah, and they continued to do it on the award ceremony. I was waiting, and then her and John Legend, gave an award away, and he was like, man, it's been a good week. And she was like, okay, you got the EGOT, I get it. And he was like, no, baby, it's our anniversary. I was like, these two cornies.
Yeah. In the meantime.
Yeah. Just corny as hell. But
and they still mispronounced the name, even though she's saying she's trying to.
Chrissy Teigen, and she came right, and I was waiting for her to get on the mics, and she had just done the video,
right?
And say, all right, guys, it's actually, but no.
She said she would never. She's not the type to. So apparently, there's one other superstar celebrity whose name we've been mispronouncing.
And who is that?
Ariana.
Taco Bell.
Wow.
That's what old boy said, not me.
He said it then.
I said it too.
Ariana Grande.
No way.
Italian descent.
That totally takes her away from Taco Bell.
That
totally takes her away. Like, you can't even.
Ariana Grande is how her whole family pronounce their name.
So why are they not
because apparently the story was, and I'm going to tell you the story right now. Apparently the story was, the name was changed in an interview with Billboard, right? So this is the quote. So when I joined Actors Equity, I didn't want my name to be, this is her grandfather actually changed it because he was an actor, apparently, right? So when I joined Actors Equity, I didn't want my name to be Frankie Grandi, he explained. I just didn't like how it rhymed, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to our Italian roots, and I'm gonna pull out Grande. And then when I started doing it, my grandfather started doing it, and then everybody started doing it. So hold on a second. Somebody's grandfather. Anyway, the point of the matter is that somebody along her line decided to change it to Grande for work, right? For the actor's name, and to be on billboards and stages and stuff like that. And then
everybody else in the family,
because that's Actors Equity. So Actors Equity is mainly stage work, right? So not SAG is films. And after is television. So he decided, I'm gonna be Grande, right? And then they started pronouncing it Grande, but in the family it's pronounced Grandy. And then when they introduce themselves, it's Grandy, right? And when she says her own name, it's Grandy.
So that's what she said.
And here is a clip to where you can see it happening, right? So she's on with somebody. I think they're in Canada or something like that. So we're gonna play you her talking about it, right?
Are you gonna hyphenate your last name? Are you gonna be like Ariana Grande Davidson?
Yeah.
Will your professional name become Ariana Grande Davidson, or you'll just keep Ariana Grande?
I don't know. I feel like I'd like to eventually just be Ariana.
I mean, we can make the call
but
right now.
Also, Grandy.
The next album will be entitled Ariana.
I have to keep Grandy because my grandpa, I think of him with everything I do, and he was so proud of our name. I should keep it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Grandy.
That's what she said.
Grandy. Because my grandpa.
You sound like a little kid. Got my dolls the other day, and I'm so happy because like the strawberry shortcake.
That's how I feel. Don't disrespect my strawberry shortcake.
I'm just saying. I'm like, oh, you little baby.
My glitter. My glitter. Big shout to Drake. He broke yet another Billboard record. This is a shattered record. Well, shattered. His song "In My Feelings" is #1, and he is now the artist with the most weeks at #1 in a year.
Okay.
He's at 29 weeks. So
nice.
For 29 out of 52 weeks, that first spot has been occupied by Drake. With some song or another. 29.
That's a good achievement.
Half a year, man.
That's a very good achievement. You should go have yourself a drink, Drake.
You should have a drink. But then he right there look like he's.
You should have yourself a drink, Drake.
He's thinking right there. That's a caption. I think I will, Nika.
I think yes.
I think I shall.
I don't have beer often, but when I do.
It's because I spent 29 weeks
at #1.
At #1.
I'm just saying.
Look at that,
That's
man.
Awesome.
So yeah. Oh no.
Congratulations to you, sir.
So Drake tops it this year with 29 weeks. Usher was the previous record holder in 2004 with 28 weeks. And
I can believe that because Usher had lots of hits.
Yes.
In that one album.
Yeah.
I was like, it was coming.
And in 2009, the Black Eyed Peas came in third. In 2009, they were 26 weeks at #1 on Billboard.
Is that Where's the Love?
No. It's not with one song.
Oh, it's
You're
with
just
this?
putting out hits, and then
I just don't
this
remember
is
that
how many
Black Eyed
weeks.
Peas,
Oh my gosh!
jams. I mean, they do have jams, but some of them I'll be
Boom,
like, I
boom,
didn't even.
boom, boom, boom,
that
boom.
was
All the
number
pop
one.
hits. Think about
That
the
was
pop
number
hits.
one, yeah.
I like that boom, boom, boom.
I can't stand that song.
Okay. That's fine.
Only because it boom, boom, boom.
Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So out of the top 11, what happened?
I don't know what happened. It did feel like something happened, but I don't know what it was.
Okay, so out of the top 11, from 29 weeks all the way down to 17 weeks, Boyz II Men Nelly, Beyonce, Justin Bieber have all had 17 weeks at the number 1 spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No Beyonce?
I just said Beyonce
Oh,
had
you
17
did.
weeks.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was like, wait. Did you say Bae? Because
Mhm.
Boys to Men, that album, that I'll Make Love to You album or whatever, that had some
Yeah, the
hits.
River Runs Dry,
Yeah,
the
that's some-
whatever, all that
that's
stuff.
some hits.
Yes. So the reason I was counting was something that you would love. Out of the top 11, 9 were black. Look at you, happy. The Beatles were in at 18 weeks. Justin Bieber was in at 17 weeks. And that's it. Everybody else was.
Everybody else is a 1, 2, 3 weeker.
1, 2. Yeah, no. I don't know who's under 17 weeks, but
yeah.
out of the top 11,
Yeah.
9 were black.
That's
And you won't get to the first white group until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th down.
And that was the Beatles. And they, I mean, their reign was the top.
Yeah. They spent 18 weeks at number 1 in 1964. Well, that was the British invasion, right? That was like nothing but Beatles. Yeah, love me, yeah. Something, I don't know.
If it wasn't that, it was close to it. I can tell you that much. If that ain't on the track, it should have been.
What? You know, those guys were like, they were on some old, people were saying, you guys need to cut your hair.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are animals out here. Really?
Animals that everybody loves,
No,
baby.
they loved them.
So
They
look,
loved them.
before we get out of here, I have to remind you that we've been talking about taking our pizzas to Taste Pizzas, and that is not a lie. You need to continue to do that. 10% off any bill over $20 or more, not including alcohol. So you should go for brunch, $10 lunch buffets, and of course wings and pasta and pizzas and all that good stuff. Thursday we are footballing it. We were doing it on Sunday, but switched it up. Thursday is when we're going to do our Tanks football night, and so we're going to have a good time out there this Thursday, giving away prizes, doing a live broadcast. The Mandate will be doing their show live out there at 5 o'clock, so come, because you're going to win something. You're going to have some fun. We're going to watch the game and just do some stuff.
And who's playing this Thursday?
Man, I knew you were going to ask that, and I have no idea. I was like, don't ask me who's
Why
playing.
don't we find out?
Yeah, so we're going to
Thursday.
give away some shirts, NFL shirts, your favorite team. I think there's a TV action that's going to be raffled off. We're going to be doing some Battle of the Sexes games, and it's going to be an ongoing game. So it'll be like, this week the men won, this next week the women won, or the women have won for 4 weeks in a row, or whatever the case may be. And then at the end, whoever's part of the Battle of Sexes will get a prize. So it's going to be some good stuff. It might be a gift card for all the people who participate in the game.
Maybe.
So it's going to be fun, though. So we definitely want you to come out and support and be there Thursday. Again, 5 o'clock is when we're going to start. We'll be there as early as 4 something, but 5 o'clock the Mandate goes live until 6, and then after that the game starts at 7, and then we'll go live again. We're going to have some guests, co-hosts, some women come in that think they know the game better than anyone, so we'll see what happens there. But who's playing?
New York Jets versus the Cleveland Browns.
Boom. I think I'm going to be a Cleveland Browns fan.
Of course
Thursday.
you are.
Why?
Of course you will.
Oh,
That's
no,
okay.
I'll be a New York Jets fan. I forgot.
Stay over there. It's fine.
I forgot
It's
that's your
fine.
team.
It's not. The Giants are my team, but
Yeah, see?
but even still, if I got to choose between them and Cleveland, guess who won?
Okay, so I'll go Cleveland because since you went New York. All right.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'll bring cake. That's I'll make up for whatever. I'm sorry, whatever I did today. Here's
It's
cake.
okay.
So,
all right, girl.
Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, so we'll see you guys on Thursday, and of course we'll see you tomorrow. And updates. There's lots of new flyers and stuff on the website. Leave 'em Laughing Comedy Show. There is a reggae concert with Mr. Easy at Jamaica on this Saturday. So that if you like reggae music and want to get out there, definitely y'all go check that out. We've got shows on the website, so we're changing up different of our. The one TV shows. So just in case you don't catch them, you can watch one online, and then hey, let me go back and check those out and stuff. So I love that. And then of course, concerts coming up, Maxwell, all that good stuff, and Halloween. Do you like to dress up on Halloween?
Halloween is a month and a half away.
Do you like to dress up on Halloween, though?
My wife loves for me to dress up on Halloween.
I believe that.
We've been talking for months now what I am going to be.
What you're going to be. And does she match you?
No, not necessarily. She had an idea to dress me as a werewolf this year for some reason. Yeah, and she was going to be like a huntress, like
Little Red Riding Hood?
No, like a Van Helsing kind of, vampire werewolf hunter kind of thing. And then, that's not happening.
Wow.
That's not. Look, we're gonna do something else this year.
Sounds expensive.
we're gonna do something else this year because we are apparently having a family-wide. Why did I move to Texas? Okay, so October is your birthday, and October in my family is my birthday. Like that's the month where Zay was born this year and this month or what have you. And it's about planning for if I want to have a birthday party. If not, I usually don't. It's whatever, right?
We're gonna have a joint birthday party.
Oh my gosh, I am having a joint birthday party with you, and then apparently towards the end of the month, where I'm from, I was the only one in October. I came here. And there are 32 of us.
What?
I'm like,
y'all are having a big, huge,
jungle
party.
But then they want to combine it with a Halloween party. So then, if it's not already glossed over enough with so many of us having a birthday, now we're also going to make it a Halloween party that just kills everything. It's not how I feel, but it's
I gotta say,
it can be interpreted that way from the outside.
Right. When I was young, I was sick of having Halloween parties too. Because, it's like if you have whatever your birthday is close to, and then, I really feel for my December babies that are born on the 23rd, right? I'm going to need you to separate the birthday gifts from my Christmas gifts.
Right.
And nothing needs to mince in there, right? And when I was growing up, since my birthday's on the 25th, Halloween being on the 31st, it was always a Halloween party, and Thriller was being played, and stuff is happening, and you're gonna give me a pumpkin. No, ma'am. I don't want anything Halloweenish for my birthday.
Unless it's pie.
And that's not a present. That's just the food.
That's dessert.
That's just dessert, right? I need nothing to mix in that scenario.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I mean, and I actually asked my wife yesterday, I was like, is there a possibility that I could just, even if it's just us, can I have my own party, please? Yeah. Like, not even a party. Can I just have my own celebration?
Night where we go out to dinner and it's my birthday.
Just us. I mean, us in the sense of not the other 32 people that are celebrating. Right?
Look, us in the sense that everybody's at the party. I'm the only birthday person.
Right. I'm calling everybody born in March. All my friends born in March, April, come on through. You're invited. If you were born this month, you got to stay home.
You got to stay home. We're not celebrating you.
Oh, boy.
All right, my friends, dear Lord, thank you so much for waking us up for another day and giving us another opportunity to uplift the kingdom. Thank you for our born days, because without our born days, we wouldn't be here today.
Yes.
Enjoying each other's company and knowledge and all of that good stuff. So thank you, Lord. Give us traveling grace today, and of course, let's keep joy in our hearts, knowing that all things are possible through you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen, amen, amen. No matter when your birthday is, if your birthday is today, happy birthday. Celebrate it like you're the only one celebrating. Dance like you're the only one dancing, and sing like everybody can hear you. Just do it.
Stephanie says her son's birthday was born the day before Valentine's Day, so all his cakes are heart cakes. His candy is a little heart cake. Read all the things that I love about you.
Yes, exactly.
Be my Valentine.
Look at all these. Yeah. Circle yes or no. I get it. Thank you. Just like my man, at least it's not pumpkins. At least it's not jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like, is this a portrait of me? Have to ask every year.
Is this a coupon?
All right, world. We love you with everything. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Keep it sexy, keep it classy, and, of course, keep it clean. Kissy face.
We love you.
Bye. Bye.